good day or good evening, whatever space time it is that you're watching this video. Hi guys, I'm sure you're all wondering, what is she doing? Because you guys aren't used to seeing my face here on Spirit and Sarai. I was going to explain myself, but Spirit told me not to. And don't get used to this because I'm not always going to film this way. But I just wanted to kind of sit down on my couch with one of my spirit animals. What card's that? Truth. And do a little bit of a different vibe for this video. Hang out. I wanted to use these spread cards to maybe get a topic going and just kind of go from there. Just hang out, you know, with you guys and show my face around here a little bit. I feel like a fresh perspective was kind of needed as well. I absolutely love you guys being able to see the cards on the table, so to speak. Typically, I'm a very visual person myself. But yeah, I just felt like doing something a little different today. So let's go ahead and use these fun cards. They're called the spread deck. And they have like different topics. You can use them to create your own spreads. But I thought it would be fun to just use them for like a topic starter. And what kind of energies we might be tapping into for this reading today. So let's go ahead and see what we get here. We have intuition. All right. Using your intuition could be key to this. That's interesting. All but one card. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, there's two. That's interesting. We've got some cards here that are different colors. Let me see. Okay, it was this one. Awesome. Advice from Spirit. That's cool. All right. So maybe we're talking about someone's intuition today, or maybe that's just Spirit saying, go with your intuition, Sarai, and advice from Spirit. So let's go ahead and maybe grab some oracle cards and see what comes of this. All right, so I got my trusty little table here. I set those cards down right in front of me. Intuition and advice from Spirit. I grabbed my energy oracle cards for this one. I was being drawn to them for whatever reason. Usually that's significant in itself. Feeling out the energies, that has a lot to do with intuition. So let's go ahead and shuffle these a little bit. I feel like, first and foremost, whoever this reading is for within the collective, they've been experiencing more like intuitive downloads, if that makes sense. Perhaps you're questioning whether this is like true intuition, or if the quote-unquote voices that you're hearing could be something else. This kind of like intuition play is sort of maybe new to you, but it's like the more you follow it, the more it's showing you, you know, to not be unreal, right? It's showing you that it is something that truly exists and that you are tapping in more to your intuition at this time. That's what I'm getting from this so far. There's something about being led somewhere intuitively as well. Perhaps you had a day where you wanted to go do something, but you didn't know what to go do. So you just kind of got in your car and you started driving around, and you wound up in this place that you don't normally go to. And you wound up meeting people that you wouldn't have met if you hadn't intuitively went about your day. Something along that line. Maybe you went to somewhere to eat, and it's somewhere where you don't usually go, or maybe a different coffee house or something like that. We have women holding a what? Women holding a heart. I was trying to read it on the screen and I cannot read backwards apparently. Card number 44, that number might be specific to you as well. And I looked at the bottom of the deck and we have patience. And I feel like that is a part of this message as well. Card number 16. You're a type of person who really holds their heart on their sleeve, so to speak. You know that saying, or is it wearing your heart on your sleeve? I don't remember, but you know what I mean. Like you express, the way you express is that of like through love and loving support and compassion and kindness. You really put forth this energy of like unconditional love wherever you go. And this is something that I'm hearing you had kept to yourself for a very long time because of the fact that you felt like you were so loving at one point that it ended up turning into a situation where it was used and abused, is what I'm hearing. And this was the reason why you kind of sort of went into hiding, is what I'm getting off of this. You felt like you needed to shelter yourself because you were tired of getting hurt. You were tired of having your heart so exposed all the time. And so you kind of went into this little bit of a hermit mode. But you were also working on something. Something like cultivating something, or like trying to figure out how to still wear your heart on your sleeve, but not be so forthcoming with your own emotions, I guess, maybe is what I'm hearing here. But the fact that patience came out, this is what I'm talking about. When you pulled back and went into your cave, is what I'm hearing, and you hid from the world, it took a lot of patience on your part, because you do have this energy about you where you are very like outroverted. You're not really naturally an introvert. You like to be around people. You like to communicate. You like to, dare I say, party, but not really in like the bad sense. You like that vibe. You like the excitement. You like new things. You like to meet new people. You find people very interesting, but you were finding yourself being hurt, and this caused a lot of anxiety as well. You see that, right? Yeah. This is why you went into hermit mode. This is why you made the decision to hide yourself away for a period of time. Because there was a healing. You had to walk away. You had to walk away from those that were using your love and abusing your love because it was causing things like anxiety, and you knew that the only way you could bring healing to yourself so that your loving nature could then heal others was by walking away and by becoming this like patient little hermit in their cave, working on building almost like a layer of armor that is suitable to go out and venture into the world. But this armor that you were working on cultivating, and I'm talking about spiritual armor here, not like literal freaking chainmail, unless you're into that, which that's cool if you are. Medieval times, interesting. Maybe you participate in, what are those called? I don't even know what those are called. Like little festivals, like medieval festivals. I don't know. Anyways, I just saw like a whole thing on that in my mind. Maybe you like cosplaying almost. Interesting. Anyways, I digress. You were working on like this spiritual armor so that you felt safer to but to meet new people and create new relationships with people is where I was trying to go with that. You needed to get to a comfort zone and a healthy one, you know? But you needed to learn what that looked like. You didn't know what that kind of armor was supposed to look like. All you knew was you were tired of the hurt. You were tired of, I'm hearing backstabbing. You were tired of the pain that was being caused by other people. And now you're at a point, I just split the deck to journey. You're at this point now where you're ready to like take flight once again. You have done a lot of preparation for this moment. And I love this card because it shows all the bags that are packed. And she's holding a lantern in her hand. And we've got the crossroads here. You're at this point right now where you're ready to like venture out once again after this kind of like pullback and walking away from toxicity, really is what it was. And this is another thing that you've learned through all this, is that it wasn't anything to do with the fact that you wore your heart on your sleeve. It had everything to do with the people that you were surrounded with and the toxic energy that they brought forth. And were like basically like poisoning you almost with this nasty energy. And this is another thing I'm hearing that you needed to work on when you went into hermit mode, was a purification process of your own energy, because I'm hearing that when all this was coming to a head, so to speak, you were starting to almost like mimic these kind of behaviors that really just were not even you at all. And it was almost like you were becoming something that you weren't recognizing, you know? I'm getting the vision of looking in the mirror and expecting to see you and not seeing you, seeing a different version that you didn't recognize. And that very well could have been the breaking point to where you were like, man, I really need to walk away from all of this like bullshit, all of this toxicity, and really go within and start working on myself again, is the vibe that I'm getting here. The second chakra, the sacral chakra, might have been a chakra that you really, really focused on bringing healing to. This makes sense because this is like the epicenter for creativity, for pleasure. And I feel like you are an energy that really enjoys the pleasures of life, enjoys the pleasures of being around other people. And this was something that you really focused on healing, is that sacral chakra. Archangel Ariel might also be significant to you as well. Also manifestation. She helps with manifestation. I do know that. She also works with animals. So animals and working with animals might be significant to you as well. After I said that, I started seeing the vision of you after you had taken your step back and kind of spent more time. You spent more time at home. But what really helped you was your pets. Your pets. Your dog, your cat, your bird, your snake, your lizard. Whatever pets you had. They really helped you through this process. They really helped you to be reintroduced to what unconditional love feels like. I'm feeling like they really helped you in this regard. And the reason why, getting back to the reason, it's all over the place. But another reason why this toxicity was being like manifested in your reality, it didn't have anything to do with you, like I said before, and with the fact that you are unconditional. You're like an unconditional lover. You are, you're very caring about every individual, no matter like how dramatic they get, no matter how crazy they might seem. But you've learned a big lesson about being around people like that as well. Because not everybody has your best interests at heart. And the reason why I'm saying all this is because a lot of these types of people, they're in this energy of envy. They see the light in somebody like you, and they're attracted to it, kind of like a moth to a flame, so to speak. And with all that, they unknowingly sometimes it's unknowingly, sometimes it's not, bring in their toxicity to the light, you know? And if we don't have a very good, like, filtration system, funny that's coming up, I just recorded a short, talks about a filtration, like an energetic filtration system. Things like this dark energy, it's a very dark energy card, you know, minus the fact that it says envy. It's just the vibe off of this card. This was the vibe that you were feeling before you walked away from all of this. And you had to really go in and like recoup. I'm trying to get it to focus. But like recoup your inner treasure here. It's got like cobwebs all over it, you know what I mean? And this is something that you really you put a lot of work into this. But you're at a point now where you're going to be venturing out because you have your armor in place. You have your filtration system all set up. Maybe fish are a thing for you. Maybe that's one of the animals that really helped you through this process. But we have man holding a heart now. And so The fact that the first card was, where is it? I buried it. Was woman holding a heart, right? It's almost as if you are getting ready to complete, you know, either your own union within yourself, and that is why you're able to venture out and get back out there. But there's another aspect of possibly meeting your true other half as well. After all of this that you've been through, and this could be relating to actual romantic relationships as well. Once you come out of this hermit mode, you have all the tools now, and you are seeing things from a more broader perspective. And that might also be leading us back to this intuition and learning how to use your intuition to bring forth the type of people that match your energy, rather than just going towards what looks the most fun at the time or the most exciting. Tapping into that intuition and kind of like feeling your way around more than using external senses, if that makes sense. And I think that Spirit's advice from Spirit is continuing to go with that intuitive vibe that you are beginning to work with in these regards, because that is truly what is going to lead you to higher vibrational people and a higher vibrational timeline for yourself. And it's going to help you to come into alignment. The more you trust where your heart is leading you, the more you trust that inner pulling, the more you will be aligned to what is truly the desires in your heart. So I feel like that is basically what the message is that Spirit's bringing across for this one. Thank you, Spirit, for that. Thank you guys for hanging out with me in a different way today. I appreciate it, and I appreciate each and every one of you for being here on this beautiful channel with these beautiful collective souls. I truly, truly appreciate each and every one of you. Until next time, I love you. Bye.